Hey there, it's your fly guide, Captain Dr. G, and I want to say welcome to the pit. I am so honored to have on board this evening. I want to welcome you aboard flight number 3002. This is your captain speaking. The pit is your weekly source of inspiration, spiritual guidance, educational, economic, and political advice. Hey, invite your family, friends, share it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. If this is your first time coming on board the pit, hit subscribe and they'll notify you every Thursday when we go live. I am so excited about being on board and being back home safely. I said safely because this week, the last 2 weeks, they've been having some issues with airplanes. Wheels falling off, engine failure. Even the passengers got in on some of it with them opening up emergency exit. Y'all, I do not like having any of those type of issues or passengers that's on board trying to make a name for themselves. It was too much work to do up there just trying to keep things normal. And then have to deal with some folks in the back want to make a name for themselves or decide to leave the planet. Hey, crews don't need that. However, I was thinking this week when all this was happening, I said, I'm so glad that my duty's over. Did y'all know in the airplane, here's one thing that you never want to hear. Whoop, whoop, pull up, don't sink, climb, climb, climb. If you ever hear that in the airplane, I know it's so loud, many passengers hear it, it's not good. Those pilots are up there doing things to try and keep that machine from having issues. Well, that's where we are today in society. You know, when I was down there in Austin, Texas, boy, I met so many wonderful people. You know, a lot of folks came out to the conference and came out to the concert that Bootsy Collins and the Zap Band put on. I'm sure it was just by eyeballing it. I would say it was probably about over 1,000 people just came to the concert in the park. And Bootsy came up and did what he did, and they loved them some Bootsy Collins. And then after Bootsy left the stage, the Zap Band. Well, actually, Bootsy was on stage and this one little thing happened. They were partying so hard, I should say, and I'm guilty, I was with them. I haven't partied like that in a long time. But they were partying so hard, it knocked the electricity out in the park. I would say it was at least 10 minutes before the electricity came back on. They said that the circuit breakers had to cool down. They were putting out the energy. It was exciting. And at the park, we did the Funk Not Fight initiative afterwards. And, you know, I didn't know I was going to speak, but Bootsy's wife, Patty, invited me to the stage, and And I said a few words of encouragement, but also too, I was talking about where we are, where we need to go, and how we need to clean up America and fix the crack in the foundation. Because that's going to be my message. My purpose for existence is to help heal America, whether if it's to do the new nation thing, or whether it is to just train and develop people, to be fruitful, multiply. And speaking of that, and I'm about to get off course, but I'll get back on. Every one of us, even you were sent to the planet for a purpose. Yep, God created us. I'm not holding back any longer on that subject. We are all put here to make some things happen. There's some things that you do that I cannot do. There's some things that I can do that you cannot do. When we come together in unity, we can make an impact. Just like this week down there at the South by Southwest. I want to give a plug for the band once again and Bootsy, because God got glorified in their process, and people were just, it was just beautiful. It was the energy, the love, and I'm so excited about it because I know that it's going to create it's creating a movement, because now several cities have called and sent emails to the Bootsy Collins Foundation asking, can they bring the road show to their communities? And there's already an international community that is asking for Bootsy's Collins and Patty and the Zap Band to come there and play, and to bring the Funk Not Fight initiative. People really need it. Right now in our world, there's a lot of people fighting, and we got to have peace. We got to have unity. We got to have love. What do you think? Do you think that peace should be the key to stopping the violence that's going on in our world? That's why I really enjoy being a part of what they're doing. And I've committed the Captain's Millionaire Process because as I got up on stage, I said, y'all, we need this here. We got to close the income gap between the rich and the poor. We got to have unity. People are fighting over economics. People are fighting for the land in other parts of the world, but not really so much the land, but what's up underneath the land, the oil, economics. So our world is really in an interesting state. And yes, I am getting off course because I don't want to get into my subject that I wanted to speak on for just a few minutes. But even Robert Kiyosaki, and I really enjoy studying his work, his material, because it blesses me. It adds value to already with what I'm doing. He's concerned. He sent me an email. I'm sure he sent the same email out to thousands of people, but I take it personal when it comes to my email. He sent it to me saying that this upcoming election is going to be in the history of the United States, one of the most important election, because whoever is elected, whether it's Joe Biden or Trump, it will define America for decades to come. And your freedom is at risk right now. And when these guys start talking about freedom, and they're talking about financial independence and real estate, and how this world, how it operates, people have freedom for real estate. People around the world come here for that, to invest. They come to America for a better life. But they're talking about how this election could create serious complications, because with the dollar is in the state that it's in right now, and with the stock market tripping and the high interest rates, it could be America could lose their freedom, the democracy. So I can't do much about it other than what I'm doing is to help train you and help those that are coming along the journey, because as a captain, I see it too. That's why I've been working diligently for the last umpteen years to try and get enough of us together, get us enough of us trained that we can be able to go out and be fruitful and multiply and basically create disciples, captain millionaires that can help other people in the community that look like you and I. One thing today, and this really hits close to home because we have a little situation that we're dealing with the electrical company, and everybody's a little uptight right now. They're doing processes that they didn't do before, and but anyway, I know a lot of people, so I made a phone call to a person and who's up in upper level corporate management, and he picked up the phone. And we got into a conversation. He wanted to know what's happening with me. I told him I'm doing the Funk Not Fight and trying to help save our community. And then he started telling me about what I mentioned to him. I said, we're kind of like in an interesting position. Now, this is the guy who's at high level corporate America. He said the comment, and y'all, I don't like using the word, but I'm going to say it because he used it. He said, Black people are in trouble. He said, California, as liberal as it is the new South. And they don't care in here. And it's starting to, in the word reverberate or ripple throughout the country. And so we have to do something differently. I'm doing my best to look at it from a different paradigm, because when you're a pilot, I've been trained to see things differently from other people. I've been trained to operate systems and processes, and then plus the background with me studying, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and studying Dr. Claude Anderson and George Fraser and studying spirituality. And when you get all that information and knowledge, and then your background from your career flying, it puts you in an interesting position to see things totally different from other people, or how to be able to, be a troubleshooter. I know one day when I was flying the airplane, this is an airplane, I was at, I don't know, 35,000 feet, and I lost everything. Other than we went down to one radio, and I just I tried to get folks, hey, y'all, we got an issue up here. And the bottom line is that I did get a hold of the company. The company said, well, you're a captain, you'll have to figure it out. And I was like, whoa, haven't had this experience, and you ain't got no help on the ground. I said, the only thing I'm gonna do is rely on God. And that's why, y'all, I'm a big component, because I've been into some situation where I just like, Holy Spirit, help me through this, think through this. What would we do? What would you do here? How would we fix this here? And so I went and got the manual out and went through the manual and was able to come up with a solution to bring everything back online, and everything worked out, good. So, hey, listen, I'm a big component about God. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. He adds all those things unto you. So I'm with that, because it works. It works. It works for me. And when something works, if it ain't broke, don't try and fix it. Use it. Anyway, how did I get off the course? Somebody needed that. But anyway, it is your turn. It's your time. Now, let's get back on course. This world that we're living in, life is governed by laws, family. And the quality of life that we live in the earth realm is based on the quality of decisions that we make. And so we need to learn to use the laws of success. I know God said in Joshua 1:8, this book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that's written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous. You'll have good success. Now, I asked the question why you put good in there. Opposite of good is bad. You can have bad success. I noticed the scripture didn't say anything about God doing it for you. So we have to learn to do it for ourselves. And this is where that spiritual piece comes first. There are spiritual laws, then there's some natural laws. And I've learned that we have to put the spiritual laws first and the natural laws. You know, man make all these rules that are down here that are not really helping us, that has been hurting us. And I don't mean to get on my soapbox about slavery, but the rules, that law is still on the book. They have not changed it about we still considered 3/5 of a human being. And then they have the community to support that piece and put us and beat us. And today it maybe not be as drastic, but it's still pretty bad for the Black folk here in America. Things are still tough for us. And so we have to work together to bring about change. I know it's a hard message people want to hear, but all right, let's get back on course. I was thinking about the guy. So what can we do? What can we do to bring about change? Well, we can come together in peace. We can come together in unity. We can, one thing that Patty has said, Bootsy Collins' wife, and I really like it. We used to help each other in the old days by, you know, they used to go around, people need sugar. If you had it, they gave a cup of sugar. This is where I think we have to go back and reverse some things and begin to help each other and lift each other to a whole nother level. We have to create like a corporate sense of unity, a corporate sense of teamwork. That's the only way it's going to work. It's not going to, I mean, the government is not going to come back to help us. We have to do it. We have to care for each other. We are all Americans. And we have to look out for one another. And that's why I do the PIT training, to be uplifting, because see, the one thing that God said he would never leave us nor forsake us. He said he's given us power to get wealth, to help to establish the covenant. We've been anointed to get wealth, but we got to do it his way. He's only obligated to how he set up the system. Man, all right, let me put it this way. God needs man. God gave the earth to man to take over. But man also needs God so that he can get it right. There is an interdependent relationship or a dependent relationship on each other. We need each other. I know I can't make it without you, but also too, I know you can't make it without me. It's a team effort. And at this point, we have to work together if we're going to make it. This week down in Austin, I saw teamwork functioning with the Bootsy Collins and the Zap Band and the city of Austin and the vendors that came together. Everybody was there to have a good time, but at the same time, everybody wants to look at how we can work together. I want to give a shout out to my new friend, Latrice, who lives down there in Austin, who's doing some incredible work trying to help the community. And we agreed to work together. I want to give a shout out to Bermuda, to the Tino Trio band that came to play. We went and checked them out at the Elephant Bar. And boy, they tracked us down the next day at the concert, thanking us. And we met some of the people in their entourage that says they want to work together in Bermuda with what we're doing, the Captain's Millionaire, to help the youth down there and help the young adults. So it was just, the South by Southwest was such a beautiful piece. I mean, Black folk, white folks. Let me tell you something. I did not know that a lot of white folks love the funk. They were partying. I said, look at my brothers and sisters. They were into Bootsy's message, but they came to have a good time. And even when I got up on stage and spoke, I got a lot of applause from some of the comments that I made, because saying that we have to fix America. We are all brothers and sisters. We have to operate in peace, unity, love. And I dropped American slave culture on them, American slave nation. I got a clap for that because they understand there's a problem, but they want to get involved as well. So it's going to take all of us. And so I love the pit show because we need to dig ourselves up out of the pit. But you with the captain who can fly you, take you up to higher heights. It is our turn and it's our time. We could do this. We could do this here by uniting in unity, getting same information, and then working the process. I want to raise up 1 million millionaire. That's my goal and objectives. And now I know it will happen because I'm part of a network that believes in what I'm doing. They see it needs to be done. And now we got Bermuda now is coming on board. And it's just a lot of wonderful things that's going to create a major evolution, maybe even a revolution. But the revolution will take place in people's mind when they repent and change their thought. We can do this. You can do it. We must do it. So, there's some tools we have in place out there at the Captain's Millionaire that we put out there. It begins with information. Remember these 3 things: wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Knowledge represents information. Information is critical to the change process because it'll begin to help you understand truth. Understanding is to know what must be done. Wisdom is the application of the information that you learn. There's been a system that's been in place here for hundreds of years that the 98%ers didn't know about. But now we're in the information age. There is no excuse. We can be able to use the system to our advantage and then put in new processes that will empower we the people. So I'm with the people. The American slave nation is with the people because it's going to take us doing it together. I'm so excited about what we can do as a community, as a nation, and how we can affect the world. I'm excited. Now, having said all that, I'm going to do one other thing before I end this short time with you. If there's anything that you need prayer for, because prayer works, I want to get in agreement with you. Just put it in the comment section and I will intercede for you, whatever it is. I need prayer, y'all. I need prayer so that my health, because health to me is number one. And there are some challenges that I'm having because I've been so busy out there trying to help people travel here, travel there. And, I have to keep telling myself, you had bypass surgery 1.5 years ago. And so you have to kind of slow it down just a little, doc. Because right now I've had only 2 speeds, go and go faster. So I've got to put the slow button, put a little slow button there, pull the throttles back. But that's where you can be a part of what we're doing. We can work together as a team. We can get it done. I'm guilty because I was trying to get it done in record time, but I realized it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And I have a vision. And the vision is to help to empower each individual, help to create better communities, help to add value to other people so we can see positive change. The company has a vision is to raise up millionaires, to democratize the economic system so that all of us can use it to our advantage. I saw how and this was kind of like a mentor, Southwest President Herb. He made a commitment to democratize air travel. He said everybody should have the opportunity to fly on an airplane at a real reduced rate. And that's what he has done. Southwest has become a giant in the airline industry. Well, I feel the same way too, that I want to democratize the economic system. I want to help to reduce poverty. Now, I know that Jesus said that the poor will be with you always, but he didn't name you, nor did he name me. So there are some people that will be poor because of a choice. Because being poor, you have to make a decision that I ain't going to be poor no more. I'm going to learn and get new information. I want to learn what the rich know. I want to understand how wealth is created. I want to learn how money works. I want financial freedom. I will have financial freedom. See, that's a mindset, changing it. But there's some folks that's not going to do that. Some folks are going to sit there and are lazy. And the Bible talks about those. Slothfulness will bring poverty. But also, too, it says that the rich and poor meet together. The Lord is the maker of them all. So that tells me, if God, he's no respecter of person. What he does for one, he'll do for another. So being rich, being wealthy, being poor, they're all choices. And what can get you out of the condition that you're in is knowledge. And then getting a good understanding and then applying the information. The good news is that we have set up an environment so we can learn on our own, or you can learn with other people. We set up the community, the Captain's Millionaire, Captain's Tier 1, Tier 2 training, just for you. But if you need coaching, I can do that too. We have everything that we need. We're going to go after it full force. There's some things that we're doing right now, we're putting in place so that we can really help change the educational system from our perspective, so that it lines up for the new information age, social, political, and economic system. I just want to say thank you for listening. You can put in comments. We're here for you. I read all the comments because I want to be here for you. And I want you to be here for me, because then that's how we create that good relationship and we can bring about the change which so desperately needed. I'm interested in just raising up millionaires. I know people are saying billionaires and trillionaire clubs, but I want you to know, he who's faithful in little will be faithful in much. If you can't handle a million, how are you going to handle billions? I mean, let's just keep it 100% real. So let's learn and grow together how to manage little stuff. Then we can grow to the big stuff together. It's important that we do that first, because once you're able to handle God with little, God can trust us with more. 1%ers have been controlling it all, but I believe it is really time for us to learn what they know, and we can do it together and bring about change. My time is up. I thank you for yours. This has been your captain speaking. I salute you for listening, and we will see you next week. All right, peace and blessings.